turn out not to be true. That's what we just talked about. Everyone talking about Toshi. It's the next big thing. It makes me think this thing's going down 80%. Right? Makes me think that the top is near. That we're going to enter a period of standardized or zero performance going forward for a bit, and then outperformance later on. So this is just how investing works. The safer, more comfy you feel in the position, the less upside the coin has. So when you buy something, it has to be extremely painful. If an investment makes sense and feels safe, you're late. When I bought Toshi, it felt good from an intuitive standpoint. My subconscious recognized that it was a good investment, but it felt terrible from a instinctual standpoint because it had gone down 90%. The chart looked terrible, and I was, no one else saw what I saw, so I was a little bit concerned. Maybe I'm not right. Maybe I'm wrong. So that was the best time to buy, right? Because I wasn't comfortable, but my intuition was speaking to me. When your intuition is confident, but your instincts and emotions are not, that's a perfect setup for a coin that has asymmetric upside to give you outsized returns, right? So whenever you buy something, what you need to keep in mind is, did this feel good? Did this feel terrible? What did it feel like when you bought? And whatever your answer is going to tell you how much you're going to under or overperform the benchmark return in your market, in your industry. If it felt terrible and it turns out your thesis for buying was correct, you're going to make a fuck ton of money. Now, in crypto, to make outsized returns, another guideline is you want to be either smart, early, or cheat. Now, I don't recommend cheating, but you pretty much want to be smart or early. The people who made the most money in crypto were just simply early. Look at all the idiots who bought SHIB before it went 1000x. I've spoken to a guy who once had 2% of the supply of SHIB, and at one point he sold it too early, but at one point it was worth like $400 million. If he had held, he didn't have to be smart, he just had to be early, right? Because it went up that much. If he just bought and held, he would have been worth $400 million at the peak. So you want to be smart, you want to be early. Generally, early is the best because a lot of smart people actually don't even end up making money. Now, next up, your best investments will be the hardest to buy in the moment and hardest to sell in the moment. And Warren Buffett said, what the wise do in the beginning, fools do in the end. So when I bought Toshi at $2 million, again, I know I reference it a lot. When I bought Toshi at $2.5 million market cap, no one else was really interested in buying. No one really understood the thesis, but I did. And what the wise do, me, in the beginning, the fools do in the end. So everyone's buying Toshi now at a $40 million market cap. The fools are buying it now, right? The smart people buy it in the beginning. So when you buy something, again, consider how hard it was to buy. When you sell something, consider how hard it was to sell. Give it a rating out of 10. How painful was this? If it's less than an 8, then you aren't buying when the upside is massively asymmetric. Now, 10% of your decisions will bring you 90% of your profits. And there's a famous sort of tweet on Twitter. I couldn't find who originally tweeted it, but I found the sort of tweet, the content of the tweet itself. And it's obviously about trading, but it relates a lot to investing. So I'm going to read it out. In discretionary trading, the right position is almost always flat. The right action is almost always to do nothing. A few times a year, there's free money on the floor. Pick it up, then do nothing. Outperformance. This relates a lot to investing and making outsized returns. Basically, from an investing standpoint, what he's trying to say is this. In investing, the right thing to do is almost always nothing. You wait for the price to go down, you buy when it's asymmetric, and you hold until your thesis is played out. A few times a year you buy, a few times a year, maybe once or twice maybe once a year or once every 2 years you sell, and you do nothing in between, and that's outperformance, right? Wait, do nothing, buy low, hold, sell high, done. Outperformance. Okay, that's what it looks like, because 10% of your decisions are going to bring you 90% of your profits. So many people do so many different things in the bull run, buying this, selling this, swapping this, blah, blah, blah. But there's only 10% of your decisions are going to make you 90% of your money. It was that time that you bought Toshi at $2 million when it really hurt, that made you majority of the gains. It was the time you doubled your Solana position before it went 3.5x that made you most of your money. And then I did, all these little decisions in between, and I end up not really making much. So, and last but not least here, outperformance is not a coin, it's a moment in time, as every coin has periods of outperformance or underperformance. This is an important one to understand because I think I covered this in the course. It's not about the coin, it's about the process. And this also relates back to obviously capturing outsized returns, which is what this video is about. If you buy a really great coin, but you buy it at a time when all of these things were incorrect, so let's say, it was easy to buy, you weren't early, you weren't smart, you were late, it felt comfortable, you expect it to make you money, everyone on Twitter's talking about it, and you found it from Twitter, right? Imagine you had all those variables met. It doesn't matter what the coin is. Any coin with that setup is going to lose you money or make you barely anything. So you can make tons of money on any coin if you're able to recognize when it is a very painful moment to buy. And if you can pick those moments with these coins, then you're going to get really great entries and you're going to outperform the market. And that isn't about the coin, it's about the process, like I talk about in one of the other sections of this course. Now, I think that's pretty much everything for this section. I just want to summarize it briefly. So if you want to outperform the market, you have to find coins that Twitter isn't talking about, not buy things because everyone wants to buy them on Twitter. You have to buy when it really hurts and when it's not comfortable. You need to buy when it's either a very smart investment, an early investment, or cheating, which I don't recommend. You need to buy coins that are hard to buy. So if it's something on Binance, it's probably already mostly priced in. The outperformance comes from buying something which is really hard to buy, as it goes to a coin that's really easy to buy. Similar to what I said earlier, where it's a coin that no one knows about or no one believes in, to a coin that everyone believes in is a good investment, right? Imagine you have a thesis which 0.1% of the market agrees with, and then a year later, 80% of the market agrees with you. That movement from no one getting you or believing in you to everyone believing in you is what creates the outperformance, right? So with Solana, for example, everyone was hating on Solana at like $8 at the bottom because it's like a dead chain and all this shit. And because everyone believed it was dead, only 1% of people believed it was alive and going to come back. Now, 95% of crypto believes that Solana is going to win and it's going to come back. So that movement from 1% believing to 95% believing is what has led to Solana outperforming massively and doing really well. So that's a bit of a summary. This is how you capture outsized returns. Thank you guys for watching. Again, as always, see you in the next one. Cheers.